Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Emerald Isle Golfer. We are in Druids Heath, my home course, playing the front nine today. Windy day. Apologies about the sound noise, the wind noise rather. I am going to be upgrading my hardware fairly soon to not have to deal with this anymore. Trying to use the front camera today, which is why every now and then you'll see the
Morning, everyone.
stand.
Welcome to Emerald Isle Golfer. It is Wednesday. It's very early. It's a bit cold, a bit grey, but we're playing golf, so that makes it a good mix. Wow, can't speak. Playing golf. Not had enough coffee yet, so let's see how I get on.
This one, for some reason, filmed in slow motion, so I sped it up a little bit because not a great shot. Didn't deserve a slow-mo highlight reel. So it's like I say, bit of a grey day. Still, it's enjoyable to be out there. Decent enough shot and reasonable putt. Bit firm. Not much time to warm up or practice, so it takes a little while to get into the swing of things. But starting off the hole with a bogey, which is never bad. Onto the the par two. Geez, this is going terribly today. This is the second hole, par five. The wind sounds quite noisy, but there actually wasn't an awful lot of wind on the course today, so the ball's flying relatively true. Depending which way the wind goes, this hole can either be quite short or incredibly long.
That should be pretty good. It bounced just between the water and the rough, about 100 meters off the pin. Onto par 5, not bad. So quite a punishing hole. Hit a good shot, rolled down here into the brush. I'm going to try to avoid the water and check it.
And yes, I'm wearing some extremely baggy, almost 90s-esque golf trousers, but they were very warm, and it was really rather cold out there today.
Dumped into the bunker, which is fine. I was really working hard to avoid the water, and yeah, that's okay.
That bunker is a bit of a bailout spot on this hole because you've got a long carry over water. So aiming at the right-hand side of the green and using the bunker as a backstop is perfectly fine because it's flat, it's fairly friendly, easy enough to get out of. So I'm on the green in four, which is okay, and I've got a 5-6 footer, which miraculously goes in, which is great. So
Parring this hole is always nice. Yeah, well played, decent drive, decent second shot, bit unlucky with the rough. Into the bunker on 3, good shot out of the bunker, and then a one putt. Golf is pretty easy, you know.
those words are going to come back and bite me in the bum a lot because it all goes slightly downhill from here, unfortunately. Third hole, par three, beautiful hole, slightly intimidating, but lovely nonetheless.
Pretty terrible shot. Sliced a 9-wood. I mean, who slices a 9-wood? But okay, let's see what we can do.
I'm very hard to keep my composure in this round. I
I didn't want to do.
must admit, the mental game
We'll
doesn't
stay on.
usually
It's going to
trouble
give
me.
me an impossibly long putt.
I
So,
just built myself there.
good ideas, great strategy, appalling execution.
As I was saying, I don't usually get particularly upset by golf one way or the other, but today a lot of things just weren't happening the way I want them to, and I did get a little bit frustrated, I have to admit. It happens. It's something you just need to be able to keep your control of your feelings when you're playing golf. That very nearly lipped out. I'm very glad that it
First
didn't.
3 putt of the day, double bogey on a par 3. It's not really what I was hoping for. But then, slicing a 9-wood off the tee, you're going to get what you're going to get.
Oh yeah, so big black box around that. Not excellent. though consistent 3 5s in a row, so that's a positive.
What?
This hole, another par five. This really is
The
a
only thing I'll say
lesson.
there is the ball's still in play, so that's a positive, I suppose.
This hole is a lesson in how quickly things can get away from you. Not a great tee shot, not a terrible second shot, not excellent either.
All right, so not great. Still gonna be in play, but I've put myself behind a tree. I know already because I've put myself there before, which is not great. So let's drive up, see what happens. So it wasn't quite as bad as expected.
Yeah, I
Still not.
couldn't really go for it. That tree would have blocked it, so I had to go left a little bit. So this is now my third shot. Um, really need to be getting on or around the green in order to have any sort of chance of scoring anything halfway decent, which I failed to do. Decent enough shot, but pushed it too far to the left and
All
left
right.
myself
So here we go.
a relatively tricky chip over a mean bunker onto a relatively narrow green, and I execute very badly. So I'm now
You
lying
idiot.
where I wind up there, very lucky not to disappear into the course,
Well,
lying
I
on
managed to
four.
avoid the bunker, but yeah, well, less said the better.
I'm now chipping on with not much space for a backswing to be on the green in five, which is obviously not good. Then one bad putt later, followed up very quickly, spoiler alert, by another bad putt, and I'll go down for an eight, which is something I really try to avoid in my golf game. It's sort of, you've got very little chance of recovering if you're putting eights on your scorecard. But hey, that's the way it
Back to back
goes.
three putts. Blech.
So yeah, that's not a nice look on anyone's card. But there you are. But luckily, we're going on to another par three, my favorite hole. Sarcastically spoken, obviously. I have a very hard time on this hole. It just gets in my head. It's more uphill than it looks. I very often push the ball either that way or duff it or put it in the bunker. I either score
So,
quite badly or I score
self-fulfilling
very well
prophecy,
on this
right?
hole.
So that went, hit the very far right edge of the green, the bunkers, the pins on the very far edge, but it stayed out of the bunker. So believe it or not, I'm actually pretty happy with that. So I think it's important if you're a member of a golf club to use all the facilities, to see all of the golf club. I've actually never been in this particular spot before, so it's good. It's good for getting my money's worth.
Just trying to find some positives in a pretty appalling miss.
Yeah. Uh, uh, so there's a big ridge I had to get over, which I failed to get over. So now I've got a long putt. Avoid three putting.
I'm pretty pleased with this shot actually. Didn't get quite far enough, but the line was pretty decent. And as lag putts go from that distance with that side slope, I didn't hate it.
As I said in the previous video, sometimes bogey's okay. And on this hole, after that tee shot, I'm actually pretty happy with bogey. Not a beautiful day, by the way. This channel is mostly about demonstrating the beauty of the golf course. It's very gray, it's a bit rainy, but you know what? It's still lovely. I mean, just look at this. A couple of birds, some beautiful gorse land. It really is a very pretty golf course. That gray mass in the distance is the Irish Sea. Beyond that, Wales, God's own country. It's lovely. Even on a day where it's not beautiful weather, it's still a great place to spend time.
Yeah. Before there, I can absolutely live with. I've shot a lot higher. And it really is a beautiful course, no matter what the conditions. It's just so nicely situated in the surroundings,
So I
just absolutely
neglected to
gorgeous.
film that drive, which was a pity because it was a pretty decent one. So we'll just drive up.
Fast forwarding through this stuff, obviously,
So,
because you
not
don't need to
actually
watch
that
me
decent of a
drive for
drive,
5 minutes.
pretty short. But you know what? It's playable. Hit it, find it, hit it again. That's the game.
And then the camera falls over. Using a new tripod, it's not the most stable thing in the world, and obviously, I didn't realize that I was not in focus.
Decent enough shot,
So sorry
just
about
from the
that.
bunker,
Technical
just
error.
off the green.
Again, put myself behind a bunker. It seems to be the place where I spend a lot of time. Waving at some of the other members who are wondering why I'm filming.
That was okay. Not the best shot I've ever played, but it was okay.
I was on the green in three, and then I have two putts to save a bogey, which, like I say, is my par. I'm an 18 handicap golfer, so 8-5 on a par four is perfectly acceptable.
Brian says, tap. Five
Shout
and
out to
two.
Wesley there.
Basic bread and butter hole of an 18 handicapper. Reasonable enough.
So yeah, except for those two really bad holes, the round's actually going okay. Bogey golf. That one stayed weirdly low. It rolled on a very long way, and during the summer, that would have been an excellent shot. Yeah, meh, indeed. And then this, yeah, followed by that, which was a brilliant shot.
Golf really isn't a game of ups and downs. I just hit a terrible shot. I was a bit annoyed at myself. And then I just hit a beautiful 9 wood from 155 meters on the green. Lovely. So let's go up there, one putt for par. So
So I'm
quite a
using
bit further
the
away than I expected.
front camera,
So
or rather the
sure,
back
one putt for
camera,
par,
in
we'll
order to
try.
get a better picture quality of picture. But then, I, of course, don't have a monitor, so occasionally I misframe myself. I'm still learning this, guys, and girls. So please do bear with all the technical snafus. And another three putt. Not great. Again, apologies for the wind noise.
Not a one putt for par, but rather a three putt for double bogey. So yeah.
Going pretty well. It's a nice hole. It's uphill, quite a big elevation change, so the drives
And
don't tend to go all that
for
far.
Bubby or Bubbles, good,
Mhm.
good. I'm happy with that.
And then it's a very steeply elevated green, dome shaped with runoffs in every direction. So if you're short, you'll roll down the hill,
So
or in this
that's
case,
not what I
didn't even
wanted.
make it there,
But
which is unfortunate.
given the way I'm playing today, I'm also going to absolutely take it because I'm there and to chip on. I also just really, yeah, no, used the club I meant to use. I'm going to chip on, hopefully go for par or worst bogey.
Yeah, so there in two, chipping on for three. Chip could have gone a little bit closer to the hole, but that's okay. Got the first putt there or thereabouts, and a little 2 footer, 2.5 footer just to hit the bogey, which I really wanted to do because I felt like I've been playing very poorly.
5 and 2. So 5 strokes, 2 putts is what I mean by that. Which, as I say, for bogey golf, that's kind of what I expect myself to do. Would have liked to par that, but hey, it's fine.
It's fine is kind of my mantra of the day, really. It is, I was kind of finding my way around the course despite myself. I think, rather than working in unison with myself, if you know what I mean. Again, low ball that rolled on forever. In the summer, that would have rolled close to that bunker, I'd say.
So, bunker. But luckily, at least it's the second bunker, just off the green. That shot went surprisingly well for how wet the ground was. So, meh, yeah, meh.
How I feel about this round, actually. It's been a meh round. So, yeah, put myself in a couple of bunks today. I have a very particular style that I use out of bunkers. It works for me. Really
Yeah.
open stance, really open club face. Yeah, and then here, this is something you'll not often see on my channel, a distance putt hold. Very pleased. So finish the round up with a par, which is great. And then failed to scoop up the ball. Yeah, finish with a par. Um, Overall, 11 over par, which is two shots above bogey golf, so to speak. But five and an eight, I was never going to recover from that. So all in all, I actually played well, despite the fact that I had that five and eight in there. I didn't feel like I played well at all, to be honest with you. It felt like a bit of a grind today, but still, any day with golf is better than a day without golf. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully see you all again soon.